Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. I'm Susie from Susie's Room for Crochet and I'm here today with another tutorial for you. So today what we're going to make together is a pentagon shape. Now I've been working on a project where I have to make lots of pentagon shapes to join together, and I thought I will jump on here quickly and just show you how you can crochet a pentagon shape yourself. So for this project you can use any weight yarn you like, and what I recommend is whatever the recommended size for your yarn is, just go down half a hook size. So I'm using Aran weight yarn today and I'm going to be using a 4.5mm crochet hook. You will also need some stitch markers, a pair of scissors and a darning needle. So let's get started. So grab your yarn, and to start off you can either make a magic ring or you can chain 4 and join to make a little ring, and that's what I'm going to be doing today. So to start off, let's make a slip knot together, and then what we're going to do is chain 4. So yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. There's our 4 chains, and we're going to insert our hook into the first chain, grab the yarn and pull through both those loops, and you'll be left with a little ring like this that we're going to be crocheting through. So to start this project we're going to chain 2. This chain 2 is not going to count as a stitch, and then what we're going to do is put 15 double crochets into that center circle. So to do a double crochet, and I'm talking US terms, you yarn over, insert your hook into the circle, grab the yarn, pull up a loop. You've got 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. That's our first double crochet. Yarn over, insert your hook through the circle, grab the yarn, pull up a loop. You've got 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. That's our second double crochet, and now you're just going to continue like that, working your way into this circle until you have 15 double crochets. And then what I will do is meet you back here to show you what we're going to do next. And as you're working your way around, you might need to just pull your stitches over a little bit just to give you the space to get your 15 double crochets in. So continue working around and I'll be back to show you what to do next. 14, whoops, let's do that again, 14 and 15. So I've got my 15 double crochets, and now what we're going to do is that first chain 2 that you did, you're going to find the top of that chain 2, insert your hook through that chain 2, grab the yarn, pull through both the loops, and that's your first round complete. Just give a little tug on the back of your tail to tighten that circle up, and you'll sew that in later so it's nice and tight. So for round 2 we're going to chain 2. This again doesn't count as a stitch, and in the very first stitch next to that chain 2 you're going to yarn over and do a double crochet. You're going to then yarn over twice and do a treble crochet into the same stitch. So for a treble crochet, you've yarned over twice, insert your hook into the stitch, grab the yarn, pull up a loop. You've got 4 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and that's your treble crochet. And I would at this stage just pop a little stitch marker into that stitch just so that you know where that stitch is for your next round. Now we're going to put a double crochet back into that same stitch, and then we're moving to the next stitch and putting 2 double crochets in that stitch. So that's 1 and 2, and then in the next stitch we're going to just put 1 double crochet. So that is our kind of little sequence in 3 stitches, and we're going to repeat that all the way around. So I'll show you once more. In this next stitch we're going to do a double crochet, a treble crochet, so wrap the yarn round twice, insert your hook into the same stitch, grab the yarn, pull up a loop, 4 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. That's your treble crochet, and again pop a little stitch marker in there for the way back, and then 1 more double crochet into that stitch. Then move into the next stitch, it's 2 double crochets into 1 stitch. That's 1 and 2. And then into the next stitch, it's 1 double crochet. And this is how we're going to work our way around. So I'll show you one more time. In this stitch, we're doing a double crochet, a treble crochet, and a double crochet into 1 stitch. Into the next stitch, it's 2 double crochets, and into the third stitch, it's 1 double crochet. So double crochet, treble crochet, pop your stitch marker in. Just pop a stitch marker in all your treble stitches, and then you'll know exactly where they are for the way back. 1 more double crochet into that stitch, 2 double crochets into the next stitch, 1, 2, and 1 double crochet into the third stitch. So work your way around into the next stitches, starting with a double crochet, a treble crochet, and a double crochet, 2 double crochets and 1 double crochet. Work your way around and I'll show you how we're going to finish off. That's my last double crochet, and then what we're going to do is find that chain 2 that we did again and insert our hook into the top of that chain 2, grab the yarn and pull through both those loops. And you can see we already have like our pentagon shape. It's a bit difficult to see it with these stitch markers in, but I'm not going to use stitch markers for the next round. But if you're a bit unsure as to finding where the stitch is, I suggest you put your stitch markers in. So to start this round, we're going to chain 2, which doesn't count as a stitch, and then you can see we have 1 stitch there which we're going to double crochet in. And then when you come to the stitch where you've done your treble crochet, take your stitch marker out, and in that stitch you're going to put a double crochet, a treble crochet, and a double crochet all into that same stitch. But every other stitch of each round from now on will be a double crochet in every stitch, except when you come to where your stitch marker is, where your treble crochet is, you'll put a double crochet, a treble crochet, and a double crochet all in that 1 stitch, and then continue on doing your double crochets. So that is my treble crochet. Where you've done yours, if you think you won't find it on your next round, just pop a little stitch marker into that stitch, and now we can continue on with doing our double crochets until we come to our next treble crochet stitch where you will have a stitch marker. So do your double crochets in each stitch. Now I've reached my next stitch marker, which will be my treble crochet stitch. So I'm going to put a double crochet in there, a treble crochet, and a double crochet all into the same stitch. And if you're making yours any bigger and you need to find that stitch again, pop your stitch marker in there. And now we'll continue on doing 1 double crochet in each stitch till we get to our next stitch marker. So here we are at our next stitch marker. So we'll just take our stitch marker out and do a double crochet, a treble crochet, and a double crochet all in that 1 stitch. and then continue on with your double crochets in each stitch till you come to your next stitch marker, which will be a double, a treble and a double all in one stitch, and just work your way around like that until you come to this stitch marker, and I will show you how we're going to finish off. I'm just working my double crochets into my final 2 stitches, and that for me will be my final row or round, and you can see the shape. Now if you're going to continue on, you will insert your hook into the top of the chain 2 and slip stitch, and then start working your way around again, double crocheting into every double crochet except the stitch where your treble is. You will do a double, a treble and a double in that one stitch, and then double crochet in all the other stitches till you come to your next treble crochet. But if this is your final round, instead of instead of slip stitching into the top of the chain 2, you will find that first double crochet, insert your hook into that stitch, grab the yarn and pull through, because that will just give it a nicer finish, and then just pull your yarn up and snip. And that is all you need to do for your pentagon shape. So I hope you found this useful. You will need to also sew your ends in on the back, and then if you make lots of these, you can join them all together to make a blanket or a cardigan or whatever you want really. You can also use different colours for each round so that you have more colour to your pentagon shape, but that is basically how you do the pentagon. So I hope you've enjoyed this little tutorial today, and I hope you will join me all again in my next tutorial. Thank you all for watching. See you all soon. Have a lovely day. Bye for now.